Love English Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Love English Podcast. We are here to help you learn English for your real life in a simple and natural way. I'm your host, Leo.
And I'm Emma. It's so wonderful to be here with you all. This is a safe space for you to learn, so we will always speak slowly and explain everything. Leo, my friend Sarah had a really difficult time last week.
Oh no, what happened? Is she okay?
She's okay now, but she got really sick. She had a high fever and had to go to the doctor. She was so nervous, not just because she was sick, but because she had to speak English at the doctor's office.
That is a very stressful situation, and it is the perfect reason for our topic today. We are going to talk about a very important life skill, how to talk to a doctor and navigate a visit to the hospital or clinic.
This will be so helpful for our listeners. We want to make this situation less scary. So where does the process begin? It usually starts before you even go to the hospital, right?
That's right. For a non-emergency, you first need to make an appointment. An appointment is a scheduled time to see the doctor. We talked about this in our phone call episode. You would call the doctor's office or the clinic and say, "Hello, I'd like to make an appointment to see a doctor, please."
And the receptionist, the person who answers the phone, might ask, "What is the reason for your visit?" What should you say?
You don't need to give a lot of detail. You can be general. You can say, "I'm not feeling well," or "I have a bad cough," or "I have a stomach ache." A stomach ache is when your stomach hurts.
Okay, so you've made the appointment. Now it's time to go to the clinic. What happens when you arrive?
When you arrive, you go to the front desk, the reception desk. You need to check in. You would say, "Hello, I have an appointment with Dr. Smith at 2:30.
And they will probably ask for your name and your insurance card. Your insurance card has the information for your health insurance. They will also probably give you some paperwork to fill out. Paperwork means forms with questions about your health history.
Exactly. So after you check in and fill out the forms, you wait in the waiting room. When it's your turn, a nurse will call your name. The nurse is the person who helps the doctor. The nurse will take you to a small room called an exam room.
What does the nurse do?
The nurse will do some basic checks. They might check your blood pressure. They will take your temperature to see if you have a fever, and they will ask you some basic questions before the doctor comes in.
And now, the main event, the doctor comes in. This is the part that makes people nervous. How does the conversation usually start?
The doctor will be very friendly. They will say hello and then ask a simple, open question like, "So, what seems to be the problem today?" Or, "What brings you in today?"
This is your chance to explain your symptoms. Symptoms are the signs of your illness. We learned some of these in our Feeling Sick episode, but let's review and add more. The best way to start is with the phrase, "I have."
Let's list some common ones. You can say, "I have a sore throat." "I have a bad cough." "I have a headache." "I have a fever."
What if your stomach hurts?
You can say, "I have a stomach ache." If you feel like you need to vomit, you can say, "I feel nauseous." Nauseous is a great word for that sick feeling in your stomach.
What if you feel tired and weak?
You can say, "I have no energy," or "I feel very weak." If you feel like the room is spinning, you say, "I feel dizzy."
This is a great vocabulary list. So, you tell the doctor your main symptoms. What questions will the doctor ask next?
The doctor will want more details. A very common question is, "How long have you been feeling this way?" Or, "When did the symptoms start?" You should be ready to answer with, "They started yesterday," or "I've been feeling like this for 3 days."
What's another common question?
The doctor will want to know about the pain. They might ask, Where does it hurt? You can point to the part of your body and say, it hurts here. They might also ask, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is the pain? 10 is the worst pain, and 1 is very little pain.
That's a great way for them to understand how serious it is. So after you answer all the questions, the doctor will do an examination. They might listen to your chest with a stethoscope or look in your ears and throat. Then what?
Then comes the diagnosis. The diagnosis is the doctor's identification of what illness you have. The doctor will use simple phrases like, it looks like you have the flu, or it seems to be a bacterial infection.
After the diagnosis comes the treatment. The treatment is the plan to help you get better.
The doctor will give you advice. They might say, you need to get plenty of rest. Plenty of means a lot of. Or, you should drink lots of fluids. Fluids means water, tea, or juice.
And what about medicine?
If you need medicine, the doctor will give you a prescription. A prescription is a piece of paper from the doctor that you take to the pharmacy. The pharmacy is the store where you get medicine.
And the medicine itself can be called pills if they're small and round, or liquid if it's something you drink. The doctor will give you instructions like, take this medicine 2 times a day with food.
It is very, very important to listen carefully to these instructions. If you don't understand, you must ask. You can say, I'm sorry, could you please repeat that?
Okay, this whole process is so much clearer now. Let's do a full role play to put it all together. I will be the patient, and you, Leo, will be the kind and friendly doctor. I've already made my appointment and checked in. The nurse has just left, and you are walking into the exam room.
Perfect. Hello, Emma. I'm Dr. Leo. I see from your chart that you're not feeling well today. What seems to be the problem?
Hello, doctor. Thank you for seeing me. I've been feeling really sick for the past 2 days.
I'm sorry to hear that. Can you tell me about your symptoms?
Yes, I have a very bad sore throat and a cough that keeps me awake at night. I also have a headache and my whole body aches.
Okay. And have you taken your temperature? Do you have a fever?
Yes, I took it this morning. It was 101 degrees Fahrenheit.
I see. And how long have you had these symptoms?
They started about 3 days ago, but they were much worse yesterday and today.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do a quick examination. I'm just going to listen to your chest and take a look at your throat. Could you open your mouth and say, ah? Okay, thank you. Yes, your throat looks very red, and your chest sounds a little congested. Based on your symptoms, it looks like you have a case of the flu.
The flu. I was worried it might be that. What should I do?
The most important thing is to go home and get plenty of rest. You also need to drink lots of fluids, like water and tea, to stay hydrated.
Okay, rest and fluids. Do I need any medicine?
Yes, I am going to give you a prescription for some medicine that will help with the body aches and the fever. You need to take 1 pill 3 times a day after you eat your meals.
1 pill 3 times a day after meals. Okay, I understand.
You should start to feel better in a few days. If you are not feeling better in 5 days, or if you feel worse, you should call me.
Thank you so much, doctor. I really appreciate your help.
Of course. I'll print out your prescription for you. Just take it to any pharmacy. Now, just focus on getting some rest. End scene.
That was so clear and so helpful. It makes the whole process feel much less scary.
I'm glad. So let's do our final summary. Remember to be ready to describe your symptoms using simple phrases like, I have a headache, or my stomach hurts.
Be ready to answer the doctor's questions like, how long have you felt this way?
Listen carefully to the doctor's advice and the instructions for your medicine. If you don't understand, always ask them to repeat it.
And remember that doctors and nurses are there to help you. It's okay to be nervous, but they will be kind and patient with you.
Thank you all for joining us on this very important episode of the Love English podcast. We hope you all stay healthy.
We'll talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening to Love English Podcast. Remember, every minute you spend learning English is an investment in your future. Keep learning and see you in the next episode.